no, there's no music. And we'll just stop that. We'll just stop that. All the tunes are gone. It's the first time in I don't know how long. And he's just bolted up. He's just bolted off the go. But why not? Why not? Welcome, welcome. Come one, come all to the Absolute Football Podcast. And Charlotte's happy to be here. Look how happy she is to be here.
I am very happy.
She's just elated. And we have Sam. Hello, Sam. Hello.
Hello. I'm happy too.
Oh, that's good. I had a song ready as well. I was going to sing to you all. I can't remember what. I was going to go, hello, Charlotte, my old friend. I'm here to pod with you again. With the sound of football. Isn't that good? Do you like that? I wrote
and
that
the
in
violin.
Yeah, I did that. I got it in the car. I was singing it, and I thought that's beautiful. I thought, do you know who would like that? Char would like that. Wouldn't she be great? But how are you, Charlotte? How have you been? It's been ages.
I know. I'm actually really excited to be on today, but I'm good. I've got a story to tell you, actually.
Ooh.
This is just a Charlotte moment in general, but I'm actually quite annoyed because I've seen my mum, I've seen my sister today. They didn't say anything, but as you can see, I've got a jumper on with writing. I spent most of the day until 3:30 this afternoon with it inside out. The label on show and everything, and not one person told me.
It must have been like you're just a fashion trendsetter. This is just the new
Unless
thing.
you're just used to me by now. Like, oh, it's only Charlotte.
Charlotte with a jumper on inside out again.
That's tremendous. You
Just
can see all these
I
little
thought that'd
kids
cheer you
going.
up anyway.
All these little kids are going, hang on, let me take my jumper. Let me get my jumper. I want to be like Charlotte. What are you doing? Put your clothes on the right way around. No. That is fine. You should start wearing them backwards as well. That really started to freak people out. Thinking, oh my God, she's coming to it. No, she's not. She's not coming to. What the hell's going on? That's what you should do. You should be the trend. Be the trend, Char. Like, be the trend.
Trendsetter.
Yeah, but so Sam, any embarrassing stories? Have you been wearing clothes inside out, pants outside your trousers because you're a secret superhero? Or...
Well, only on the weekends. Generally, I've been regularly clothed. No real excitement. Fashion stories. We did get. I wore today. I only wore I had a shirt and trousers, full work attire today. But I've been trying to think. It's a bit chilly, but we're going to try and step through. I've been on the jumpers, but we got work gilets this week. Work gilets.
Oh,
I don't like them. I thought it was free, so I thought, well, I'm going to wear it because it's free. I'm going to try it out. Let's give it a go. I felt like I was working in a life jacket. It's very unnecessary for an office environment. Very unnecessary.
have you not got it with you?
No, it's left there for padding. Clearing up leaks, I think, is what it's going to be left for. It won't be worn again, I don't think.
We've got lots of work clothes, and I quite like them. We've got nice inside lining ones that keep you nice and warm. Shirts, and I think the benefit of work shirts is you don't have to buy your own clothes then, do you?
Yeah, no, that's true.
And then
work polos are a godsend. Work polos.
Yeah, exactly. And then if it gets dirty, doesn't matter. Throw it away. It's not mine.
Just away.
Down to the store for another one.
Yeah, exactly. Wash it. Don't wash it. What do you mean? I get it fresh one out, iron it, beautiful, slap it on, throw it away. And, we're not encouraging a waste culture here, by the way. Before anyone gets it, this is a lie. I'm just showing off because I'm tired. It's been a long day, and I am just acting up terribly. But no, it's just wonderful. I mean, before we get into any football stuff, I mean, Sam, start with you. Were you on Santa's naughty or nice list?
I think I made the nice list just at the end. I just about made it. Although I got a lot of alcohol for Christmas, which is normally quite nice. I enjoy the odd beverage, the odd drink. You know, I'm not a big drinker, but I'll have a beverage. But I thought I'm trying to get fit for tennis season, so I've gone for the whole dry January nonsense. I thought, why not? Let's go in. Let's hit the gym. So I've got a whole load of alcohol out here every time I walk around. So I haven't been able to open any of my presents yet. So my presents come on the 1st of February.
We had for work, obviously I get lots of Christmas gifts for people. So I've got 30 odd bottles of wine, and nobody wanted to see anyone before Christmas because they were like, oh, COVID might be picking up again. Rather not meet up just in case. So it's all in the garage. I'm taking it out to people slowly, but the temptation it's horrible. It's really, really horrible not to just dig into that. So Sam was on the nice list, and apparently that rewards him with alcohol. Charlotte, were you on Santa's naughty or nice list?
Well, I thought I was on a nice list because I got some new presents, obviously the kids as well, got loads of new stuff. But then on Christmas Day, Oliver, I looked at him and they were getting him ready for Christmas. He come down in chicken pox. So I ended up spending Christmas just me and the kids. So like all the family had to bring me my Christmas dinner all plated up, me and the kids. But yeah,
that's
so
magic.
I thought I was on a nice list, but then I think I ended up on a naughty one.
That sounds
It was teasing
amazing. You can have all this food and you don't have to see
know.
anyone.
Yeah, or prepare it, or wash up, or dry up.
Yeah.
Just eat it.
Bring me the food.
Sat on the
And then-
kids' table. That's where to be.
Char, can you wash the plates and give them back to us? No. Have the plates.
I've washed the plates, but I've not gave them back. I've still got them in my cupboard. They're mine now.
It's mine.
I'm a plate thief.
So there we so people, if ever you do go around Charlotte's house for food, don't take your own cutlery because you'll never get it back. She's just gonna keep it.
Never.
And feel no remorse. She's gonna feel no remorse, no guilt. She's just gonna steal your cutlery and your plates. And it's not even from a pub. Do you know what? Do you want a confession? Oh, I shouldn't say this. I shouldn't say this. And if my wife hears this, she'll tell me
Go
off.
on. I've admitted it.
I've stayed in a lot of hotels. Obviously, I do like 2 or 3 a week. And I was in the hotel the other day, and you get bored of eating hotel food. So I eat out quite a lot and bring the food in and sit down and eat it. And you always go, can I have some cutlery, please? Knife, fork, spoon, salt, all of that jazz. And they gave me this salt and pepper shaker thing on this like wooden board, and I thought, oh, that's nice. Really nice wooden cardboard with like an engraving for the salt and pepper shaker to go in, and they butt up to each other and they have like a nice curve and they butt up next to each other. I thought, we've got real wood worktops in our kitchen and proper like oak wood table. That looked really good. So I emptied all of the salt and pepper out. All of the salt and pepper got emptied into the toilet. I sneezed my tits off because all the pepper got up my nose when I opened it. It all exploded in my face. And then I put it in my bag and I brought it home. And now we've got this really nice looking salt and pepper drink with its own little wooden case.
Poor cleaners coming in. White powder all around the toilet.
Like, whoa.
Whoa, what's happened here? He's back again.
So now we know everyone at the podcast is a thief.
What about you, Sam?
Yeah, what have you stolen, Sam? Oh,
I stole some chewing gum in Greece when I was 7. There you go.
You rebel.
I think you can have your hand chopped off for that over there.
Oh dear me. So there we are. So everyone in this here, you now know we're just terrible people, awful people. But what has been awful? What has been awful? I'll tell you what has been awful. Liverpool. We've been awful. That takes us into the football. It's Russ. It's Russ. Were they from a well-known pizza joint? No, I would never pilfer from Five Guys. I will tell you a funny Five Guys story though before we get properly into the football. I don't know if you know this or not, but Five Guys, I'm an awful person. Five Guys, they've got their drinks dispensers that they are contactless, so you can scan a QR code and it comes up with all the options on your phone. And I was showing the wife this, like, oh, Chelsea, this is. She's going, all right, that's great. So I sat down, didn't disconnect. Some fella went up to get his drink. And the minute his hand went under, I was like, he looks like a Coke guy to me. Whoa, whoa. What's going on? He's standing like this. I was just chuckling to myself, thinking, this is brilliant. and then he's like, oh, whoa, and he stops. And he puts his hand under, and as he goes to take the cup out, I was like, his hand looks a little bit dry to me. Boom, his hand's soaking. He spills the drink because he panics. As he pulls the drink out, it starts to go, whoa, God, and it's all down his leg. At that point, I'm like, oh no. I have to look aside. Becky's going, what are you laughing at? Nothing. What's on your phone? Nothing. Don't look at my phone. It's awful. I felt I didn't feel bad. There was a little bit of remorse, but he had a really nice drink down his leg. Superb. But yeah, so a little hint. Make sure if you're gonna refill your drink or use the drinks machine that it's cleared. Clear the screen first of all. Don't trust that it's already been done. And if you see some little dick sitting in the corner chuckling to himself as the machine's randomly going, go punch him in the nose because it's him. It's that guy. I thought it was so funny. It tickled me absolutely no end. It was superb. But yeah, so no, I didn't pilfer from Five Guys, but I did probably cost them about £2 in unused Coke that got spilt some guy's leg. And I've lost my beautiful segue into football. There has been football though. Football has been occurring. It's been a frequent. It's been a consistent. We haven't been there, but we are back now. We're going to cover some of the football. Now, I haven't followed a lot over Christmas. I've had some family things that have taken up a lot of my time, so I haven't followed a lot. And I've come back and looked at the table, and I thought, this is weird. What decade am I looking at in this table now? Newcastle third, Arsenal top. I mean, what? Man United fourth? What's going on? What world is this? What madness is this? So I'm assuming between the two of you, you probably see more football than me. So Arsenal. I mean, Charlotte, tell me who are this Arsenal team? What is going on here?
Yeah, I've not really watched much Arsenal, over Christmas and stuff, but just by the season so far, they're obviously top. They're top for a reason. They've been playing some good football. The only worry I have got about Arsenal is I feel like Manchester City have obviously got players beyond the first starting 11. They've obviously got a stronger bench. So that is my worry for Arsenal because I don't really see many options if they do tire, if they do have suspensions, if they do have injuries and stuff. That is my only worry. But I think Arteta's doing brilliant. And to say how negative Arsenal fans were about him and he didn't trust him, which, yeah, you've just got to trust the process. You're doing really well. Really well.
Cough, Lucas. Cough, Lucas. Yeah, I mean, Arteta, though, does he know what a technical area is? Is he aware of that? Does he know that that's a box that you're meant to stay in? You can't just run everywhere and go mental. There's nobody told him that yet, do we know? Or is he just doing his own little thing?
He's very excitable, wasn't he? Particularly in the Newcastle game the other day. I mean, he's passionate to the point of I'm thinking, it's early, Mikel, it's early. And he's getting proper into this. I mean, you've got 5 months of this to go. You're going to have an aneurysm before you get to March. You're still top. Calm down, Taj. Calm down. No, he's doing a phenomenal job. I mean, they've lost one game, I think, which was the Man United one earlier in the season. They've unbeaten. I think they got a clean sheet at home, and they haven't lost any games. I think I saw something about after 16 games, there's only 4 teams that have had more points than them in the history of the Premier League as well. So it's just an unbelievable run. Can they keep it going? That's the question, isn't it? It's a similar question that I have for them as I had with Leicester a number of years ago. But Leicester obviously came from way off. And they managed to pull it off. So I agree with Shah. The squad's the question because tonight they're playing Oxford in the FA Cup, and both Saka and Martinelli are starting.
Brilliant!
Yeah.
Which it's only going to take a knock there, and then they're starting to dwindle. But he didn't make any changes against Newcastle attacking wise, which I think is a bit of a message to the board to say I need a bit of help. I need a bit of help to get us across the
Yeah.
line there.
Do you think they will? Because they're not like a big spending team, especially in January, are they?
I think they'll stick with Nketiah up top, but I do think they might get something else wide. They've been linked to the Shakhtar guys. Madrid is one. There's one that's been linked, and one or two. I think they might do one, but I don't think it'll be much beyond that.
Yeah, and it is, and we've got Russ in our chat because we're live on Twitch and YouTube. And Russ has said yes, injuries. It is. I mean, Thomas Partey, if he's not in the team, who's in their midfield?
Well, it's no party, is it? No party.
Yeah.
Granit Xhaka and Zambi Lokonga. No party. No party
There ain't
there.
no party like a Thomas party. Yeah.
I was just about to do that as well.
Whoop, whoop, put your hands in the air. You can tell it's been a long time. It's been a long time since we've been together. I mean, but another team that's on a roll is Newcastle. Also a team that have only lost one game. But I'm just looking, I think they got the best defensive record in the Premier League. I mean, how? How, Eddie? How? Tell me how, Sam. Do you know how?
How? Defensively, they're very good, aren't they? 6 clean sheets in a row as well. How? How to? Do you remember how to?
Yeah. Because, I do remember, because that is how for now.
He's doing a cracking job. At Newcastle, now we're not talking about a top 6, are we? It's already a top 7. We knew it was coming, but they seem to. I wondered whether this transfer window they would go and try and make sure and be like, right, Champions League, now we're going to. But I think they're ahead of where they thought they were going to be in the process. So they're just, I don't know when they want to unsettle things. And you've still got people like Alexander Isak's barely played for them either. He's like a new signing coming back in. Bruno Guimaraes, they got a fantastic player there. Almiron's turned into, he's gone from Fiat to Porsche in the space of 3 months. It's unbelievable. He's been something else. Top midfield fantasy Premier League point scorer. He is unbelievable. With De Bruyne, Salah, Saka, Martinelli. It's Miguel Almiron.
I mean, is Joe Linton still doing bits?
He's still playing well, still a regular in that first team. Yeah, he's fitting in.
I mean, how much faith do you think they're going to keep in Eddie Howe? Because I read somewhere, or I saw something somewhere, that there was a nervousness because they're doing well and pushing for the Champions League. Do you think maybe they'll pull the trigger and go, well, actually, let's get a tidy manager in now?
I don't really know, because I think the thing with Eddie Howe is he's so underrated, and no matter where he's been at, he's always brought the team spirit. Obviously, we're all together, just a really good atmosphere and stuff. And I think, to be fair to Newcastle at the minute, they've not spent a lot, really. I thought they'd overspend, obviously, when these new owners and stuff come in. And I just feel like, just give him a chance. He's done brilliant with Bournemouth before. Obviously, Burnley, he was homesick and stuff. He didn't really adapt to that. But I honestly think, given a chance, Eddie Howe can do wonders with this team, and I think he's so underrated.
He surprised me. I thought he'd do steady. I thought he'd be good top 10. I thought he was going to be
steady Eddie. Do you want to say that? Is he going to be a steady Eddie?
Oh, God, I missed it. I missed that.
I thought he's going to get this. He's seen this. This is where this is going.
Oh, it's been too long, isn't it? It's been too long. We need to start podcasting more regularly. I've got to get my eye back in. But he has Eddie. Eddie has been steady. How? But for now, he is. They've won 9. They've won 9 games, which isn't as many as the teams above them, but they've not been losing, so they've been keeping that up. I mean, what do we say? I had a conversation with a Newcastle fan who was really pleased to have this conversation, because I think they didn't envisage it happening at any point. Or I mean, if you look at the last 15 odd years, it's probably quite a bizarre conversation with Newcastle fans to have. But they were saying, do you think they'll finish in the Champions League? And I said, got to be honest, I think 4th. I think they're going to finish. Only because I'm holding on hope that Liverpool are going to do a resurgence and finish 3rd. But I think they're going to finish 4th, certainly. I mean, how are you feeling about that? Do you think so, or am I just being silly?
I think it's a fair shout. I mean, they sit there in 3rd. I mean, United have got a game in hand over them to jump, but beyond that, as you said, they're difficult to beat, and teams that are difficult to beat pick up points and continually pick up points. So I've got Newcastle as a potential to get in there, because you've got to look at the competitors who are going to jump them. And as you say, at the minute, all the Liverpool fans are talking about a resurgence, and as soon as they do, they then drop points again, and it's not quite happening. Chelsea will come on to. Tottenham as well. You can't rely on what's happening there. So yeah, why not? Newcastle could well make it. And if they do and get Champions League football this year, then Jesus, be careful in the summer, because there's going to be some spending going on.
I mean, Shah, if Newcastle were to finish in the top 4, how would it make you feel?
Do you know what? I'd be really happy, because I feel like these Newcastle fans, to be fair to them, have been through some struggles in the recent years, obviously with the previous owner. And they were a top team. Like, I remember Newcastle being up there, like, when I was younger and stuff. And I think it's really good to see, like, your Arsenal's up there again after a rebuild, and all these teams again. I just find it, as a neutral, I don't know how it makes you feel, but as a neutral, I just find it's so much more competitive, and there's so many other different teams, like, around and about as well. But yeah, I really hope we do get Champions League football. I think they deserve it, because they play some really good stuff. And you look at the squad, it's not a mega standout squad compared to some of these teams with superstars.
Well, I totally agree, and I begrudgingly want them to do well. I mean, I used to love Faustino Asprilla, was one of my childhood heroes.
Yeah.
Just what a goal celebration! What a goal celebration! One of the first extravagant ones I've ever seen. But yeah, Philippe Albert, mustache! What a mustache on the man! And yeah, I've always liked Newcastle to do well. Somebody that I've never wanted to do well, sitting in 4th position at the moment, though, Manchester United. What's going on there? I gotta be honest. It's yeah. I'll let you speak first. Manchester United in 4th. How does that make you feel, Samuel?
Me? I feel like damn sight better than I did after losing 4-0 to Brentford on match week 2. I can tell you. I'm feeling quite good. It's been a good Christmas period since coming back as well. They've been on a right roll. They seem to have turned the corner. There's a lot more resilience about the team. There's a lot more positivity about the team. There's a style of play starting to come through in what we're trying to do. I think the key thing's kind of being grounded, because the aim is and still always was Champions League. And the next 2 matches are Manchester City and Arsenal, which I feel are more like free hits because of the wins that we've just had against some of the other sides. Just go and see where we're at. We may find out in 2 weeks we're not at where we want to be at, but I think there's less pressure on them to go and do it. Marcus Rashford is in the absolute form of his life. And Ten Hag's also recognised that in some of the way that there's just some subtle things I'm seeing that Ten Hag's doing that we haven't had tactically from other managers to get the strengths. One of which is Rashford. He's creating space around Rashford. So when Rashford gets it, he's in direct situation. He's just attacking people like Rashford used to do. But a lot of it is because he's driving the fullback inside to get the space so the Rashford can do it. You've got Casemiro, who's just been unbelievable in terms of transitioning the play. He's been superb in midfield, and that's changed the outlook on things as well. We haven't got a striker as well at the moment. You know, we haven't got a number 9 yet. Still, we're causing bits and causing chaos and trouble. And the 5'7" World Cup winning superb Lisandro Martinez as well at centre back. There's just a lot. I think United fans feel a bit more positive about that. The direction is going where we'd like it to go. Still a long way to go, but it's better. It's definitely better.
It's better. I mean, as a resident-ish of the Manchester-ish area, how have you been finding it, Shah?
Do you know what? My family United fans as well. I've got a mix between obviously United and City, and I'm just enjoying watching United again as a neutral, and I'm loving watching Marcus Rashford, because it just looks like the old Marcus Rashford again. Obviously, last season, he was struggling. There were difficulties and stuff on the pitch, obviously off the pitch as well. But I just really enjoy watching him. He's like a new player. But as Sam said as well, Casemiro, because there are a lot of people saying, oh, he's going for his last payout, blah, blah, blah. And he's been vital to that team. And I think it's shown it. Obviously, I know we're not talking FA Cup now, but watching the game on Friday against Everton, when he came off, they seemed to lack him in midfield and his presence. It kind of went a bit off the radar, didn't they? And he kind of went a bit quiet. They needed him there, kind of thing. So I think just having Casemiro there is vital. Obviously, Varane as well. I think David De Gea as well. Obviously, apart from his mistake in the FA Cup, I think he's been doing really well. He's making some great saves, and it just seems to be a really nice atmosphere again now. And I'm not mentioning any names, Ronaldo, but I think since he's departed, it's just seemed to the team spirit and just the togetherness. They're all celebrating goals together. There's no major superstar, and I really like that. I really do.
You mean not having a player who likes a team evolved around him earning 3 times
Exactly,
as much money as anybody
exactly.
else? That's a problem.
Exactly.
Who would have known? Who would have thought it? Yeah, I've obviously I'm not a Man United lover by any stretch. I mean, what do you think is down to this? And do you think it's just fixture list that they've had? Is it something predominantly Ten Hag has did, or do you just put that down to Mr. Rashford, old Marcus?
Rashford's a big part of it, but it's got to go down to, you've got to give it to Ten Hag and the way they are playing, because they're teams that, they should be beaten, but we wouldn't always beat. Always struggled against teams at Old Trafford in recent years that would sit in and make it difficult. And we've just got different ways of hurting opponents now, I think. And Rashford is one area doing that. And it's just subtle things I see him do. So like he started doing... I was reading about this today where he's been moving Bruno Fernandes out to the right after we go ahead in games later on in matches to flood the middle to give Bruno the space because he's the best crosser at the ball, rather than kind of Bruno being in the middle where sometimes he dwells and can kind of lose the ball in options. And it's been killing games off. They do need to be more clinical early on in games, and there's lots of bits I don't think that are quite happening. But as you say, it's that positive atmosphere. You can see them all together. They're all running to each other. There's that kind of that drive. There's a winning mentality. And I think you've got Varane in there. You've got Casemiro. They're winners. Martinez now World Cup winner, if I've mentioned as well. 100%. He's back in there as well. And it's just lifting everybody else. Diego Dallo's been a different player this season. We've got the old Luke Shaw back, and that makes such a difference. And it's just all... And it must be positive mentality. They're all believing in the message, and it's kind of driving through. So, I think a lot of it has to go down to, and credit to Ten Hag. And he also had a very difficult situation with Ronaldo in the first 5-6 months, which has probably ended as well as it could have done with where it's landed us now, I think. If we can get a striker, of course.
You know what I like as well about Ten Hag, right? And it's the disciplinary. It's like Marcus Rashford was on form, but I know we dropped him because I think Marcus Rashford, did he miss his alarm or something?
He overslept, and he went, nope, those are the rules.
So even things like that, just the discipline and stuff like that, I really like about a manager. And even though he's not intentionally obviously done it, it happens to anyone. You can sleep through your alarm, but straight away he's playing well, but he's disciplined him. And I think that's fantastic. And that's what United need, especially after like the toxicity of the last few seasons.
With that, and you say like the disciplinarian, which is not what Solskjaer was. Solskjaer was let's all go out for a burger afterwards, and rashy this and this.
He was a bit late. I slept in. That's okay. Have a lollipop. That's just what he was like. I mean, talking to disciplinarians, Conte at Tottenham, they're weird. I can't tell if they're playing well, or if they're garbage, or if he's happy, or if he's sad, or what. It's the weirdest team I've seen. But they're fifth, which is all the best you could expect for them. But it's so strange. I mean, Charles, what do you like? An angry manager? What do you think of that? What the hell's going on there?
I just don't understand the hype about Conte, and I've said it from even when he was at Chelsea. I just think he's so inconsistent, and I do not like his football whatsoever. I think it's so negative, and just the hype about him, I just don't get. I really don't get, and it could just be me. I can't judge. I'm a Rochdale fan. I can't judge, but I just don't like the guy. I don't like the football he plays. I just don't know what it is.
I thought you were going to say I'm a Rochdale fan and I know bad and he's bad.
I can't like him, and I've tried Like, I used to enjoy watching Tottenham. I used to enjoy watching Kane. I used to enjoy watching Son. And I don't know what's happened to Son. I don't know if it's his injury now, but even before his injury, I don't know if it's the style of football they're playing, but I don't enjoy watching Spurs anymore. And I used to really enjoy them.
Yeah. Ugly football. It's just, and it's weird. I mean, if you look, there's no nice headlines at any time. Everything's just horrid. It's just horrible. I mean, what do you think's going on? What's going on in London, Sam? What do you think?
Yeah, Tottenham, they are strange because if we go back to the summer, we were looking at their transfer business going, oh, this is all very good.
Yeah.
And I can see the Richarlison thing. They got, say, Bentancur in the middle. There was Perisic. There was a few other things that we're thinking, okay, yeah. And it's just not come to fruition. I think, as you said, there's occasions and there's flashes and you go, oh, here they go. But then they'll go and drop a silly game again. And you've got Harry Kane, so you've always got the possibility of something happening. And he seems to have already rebounded well from his World Cup penalty nightmare. So as long as they can kind of keep him fit, they're always going to be in with a shout. But they are missing Son. Son, I think he's lost a yard of pace when I watch him. Yeah. I think he's lost a yard of pace.
How old is he now?
Is he towards late 20s?
I'm going to try and Google it. If he hope he's not in his 20s still, that'd be devastating.
He went 19.
30. He's 30.
30, there you go. So it's
probably... that's young. Well.
To be 30, yeah.
Because that makes me feel really old. In footballing years, you know, one of the greatest footballers Britain's ever produced retired at 33. And which we'll try and touch on before we finish, and it will just be a touch. But yes, I agree. He's been weird this season, Son, isn't he?
Well, because in the summer he was one with Liverpool losing Mane. I was thinking Liverpool go and get Son. Yeah. That's what I'd be thinking. I'm thinking I could imagine Son working in that sort of trio that he had. But yeah, gone right off the ball. Thought maybe it was the way Spurs played, but he didn't really have a very good World Cup either, did he? No. So something's not right.
Maybe he doesn't want football anymore. Maybe he just don't like it. He's just had enough. He's like,
want to go and play chess.
He's like, stuff this. I'm not winning anything anywhere. I'm at Spurs. We're never going to win a cup or a league or nothing. I'm just going to win nothing for the rest of us. Bollocks to it. That's what I think. That's what I think has happened. But I mean, speaking of teams that I can't figure out. And that we're only going to cover 3 more teams in the league. So they will get too upset about too much Premier League. But it feels like Liverpool have lost 800 games this season. We haven't. It's 5, but we've only won 8. And it's so weird because it's like, if when you look across all of the cups, everything's doing that. And it doesn't matter what competition we're in. We'll do like really good. They're really bad. I'm going to see if I can take this off screen. And then we'll sort of pick up. They'll fall apart. And I just don't know. I just don't know what's going on. And it's weird. And I'm not sure if you've seen on Twitter. If you voice an opinion on Twitter, people, it's okay. You don't have to diminish someone and try and destroy the foundation of their existence for having an opinion differently to yours. It's okay. Because I saw somebody stick up for Jordan Henderson. And somebody went mental at them. I mean, but where do you think? I mean, Shark geographically is the closest person to Liverpool. Do you think it's the age of the midfield? Do you think it's defensively? Or do you think we just not transition the team fast enough? What do you think?
I really don't know. Obviously, no. I thought Mane would be a loss when he went. Obviously, don't get me wrong. He's a great player. I thought it'd be a loss. But we can't just go off... It's just Mane at the end of the day. I just don't know what it is. Obviously, you've had injuries and stuff. I get that, but I just don't understand.
It's weird, isn't it?
I just don't get it.
Strange, because the same team can play a game over here against a really good team, and we can smash them to pieces. Yeah. And then we'll take the same team over here and play someone who's all right and be awful. I think I watched the Leicester game with 2 of the greatest own goals I've ever seen in football. So we were really poo. And I thought, just what is going on here? And then we play a game, then we win, and then we draw against blooming Wolves. And it's weird, it's strange. Cody Gakpo is a good signing. I'll take a bit of that. But yeah, Liverpool are weird. As a Liverpool fan, I don't know. I mean, if you look at the form, the last 5 games, we've won 4 and lost 1, but it feels like we've lost every game. It's so weird, and I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. What are you feeling, Sam?
I think, how do I feel about Liverpool not being near the top? Well, it's as Shah said, it's nice to see different teams near the top. We're bored of you last few years doing it all the time. I just think, I think it's amalgamation of what you said at the start. I think it's that midfield is a big issue for you at the minute. The Liverpool, I remember the hard thing about playing Liverpool was the high press, was they'd be in your face the minute you lost the ball. You couldn't get out. And Liverpool would win the ball back, and they'd win the ball back in such dangerous areas. But now teams are getting out and they're working it, and I think partly they've worked you out a bit, and I think part of it is the midfield haven't got the legs to do what Klopp needs them to do, and it's just exposing so many positions, and that's where Trent's come up for some issues. That's where Van Dijk's found some more issues because there's stuff going on in front of him that wasn't before. And I've always felt with Liverpool, if you can get out against Liverpool, there's so much space to do things against them and attack. And if you've got that quick, fast attack or transition, they're in trouble. And I think that's what it is. It's not transition quick enough to where it needs to get to. So I get the feeling that the next stage of Liverpool that Klopp's going to have to build is going to have to look a bit different to what you've been doing, I think.
Well, I mean, because I think the style of football is okay, but like you said, we've got Henderson's getting older now, and he is going to start to slow down a bit. So that's going to expose Trent a lot more. And what Fabinho's doing, I've got no idea. I think he's forgotten how to play football. So something's happened there. If we get Bellingham, I'm still hoping for.
You might need Champions League for that, and you're going to need a bit.
He'll be going Newcastle.
Imagine,
But you know what? He seems to be one of the most sensible footballers with his head screwed on that I've seen. Yeah. So I could see him. When people say, he's going to Real Madrid, I sort of think, just because you've had a conversation with someone, mate, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing, you know. Just because I go to a car showroom and sit in the Porsche, don't mean I'm driving the thing out the front door, you know. and that's I don't see. But I think if we don't get Champions League, that I don't know. He might still do it because he's a good lad. But that's really wishful thinking. That's really wishful thinking.
But the money's going to be an issue, even if he wants to come, isn't it? And Manchester City are going to be in as well. So that's issue number one. And I think he also naturally makes sense in where they are with their progression in their midfield, which is probably even bigger worry if City decide that he's the target. But everyone's in for him.
I can't see him going to a team like City. I think he wants to develop more. And I think City and Real Madrid seems like a team for when he's at the next stage after I think he's where he is now. He's got another stage. Then I think that's when he's going to go for it logically. This is really wishful thinking. I don't know.
This all sounds in a perfect dream world.
I'm not going to will anything else into the universe. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I've heard Rochdale are making a bid.
Yeah, we already have today.
He might do that because, Rochdale are on a journey.
We are on a journey.
But it's happening. He's not going to Man City. He's coming to Liverpool. It's really nice. Let's move along because there's 2 more teams that I want to talk about before we quickly jump to the bottom of the league. Charlotte's favourite striker, I believe he's 4th or 5th in the top goal scoring. Was he 4th? Mitrovic. And Fulham in 7th. The same Fulham that were rubbish when they cut the Premier League last time. Rubbish. That's all on you, Scott Parker, who I think was the manager. If he's not, sorry. But yeah, Alexander Mitrovic banging in the goals. How does that make you feel?
Do you know what? It makes me feel really good because I do like Fulham. It was one of the, it sounds mad, but when I used to collect my football stickers as a kid and everything, and obviously Fulham were there, Fulham were in the Premier League as well. So I've always had a soft spot for Fulham and obviously with Mitrovic as well. But I think it's nice because we're so used to for Fulham getting promoted, obviously getting relegated and stuff. But I think they've kind of learnt from that now, because it's happened a couple of times now. Maybe they've kind of found the feet. I'm not going to say they're going to be up there every season, but especially when Mitrovic finished, I think he was the highest scorer. Did he break a record or something last season in the championship? And I think he's obviously still on a high from that as well. And
he's high. You suggesting he's doing drugs, Shah? Is that
no? I love you, Mitrovic. I would never think that.
I know. I'm just putting words in her mouth because I'm just being really childish because I thought it would be funny. Just put that, but just in the chat as well. I've just kicked something over on the floor. Whoopsie doodle! That was my light. I got all excited and I kicked my light over. But in the chat we do have Hayley. Hayley, who's we will put something out officially at some point, but she's not with us today. But she's stuck in Manchester. There's worse places to be stuck in.
Worse places to be
apparently.
Stuck, yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'm there.
Don't put it there. Oh, dear me. And for all of our Hayward listeners, Charlotte's full address is... People are going to be... That's it now. You're going to have all the nutters now on Twitter. This is where she lives, guys.
I'm only joking.
She lives in East End of London. Everybody, East End of London. That's
next to the Queen Vic.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Apparently, Hayley used to live near Hayward.
Poor Hayley. No, it's not that bad. To be fair, it's not that bad. I'm just joking.
She's
Just
not.
kidding.
She really means it. But talking of things that aren't going very well, Graham Potter. Where's the magic gone? Yes, fans are giving him grief. The media's giving him grief. I'm assuming his kids are probably giving him grief. I'm assuming if his kids are Chelsea fans, they're like, Dad, what are you doing? And what's going on? I mean, again, Shah, I mean, just before we move on, Hayley's saying Chadderton. So for all of our lunatic Twitter fans, if you want to get stalking, these are some locations you're getting fed today. But Shah, what's Graham doing? Do you think it was just because Brighton at 8th, Chelsea at 10th? Do you think maybe it was Brighton that was good and not Graham Potter?
No, I've actually got quite a lot to say on this. So I do apologise, everyone. But I think it's very similar to like the Arteta and stuff. I think you've got to trust the process. He's just come in. Obviously, Chelsea as a whole in general, new owners now. So obviously that was going to be all different. Obviously the manager, I think they've got some quite bad injuries as well. I'm not just using all that, but they've got some really, really bad injuries. Striker wise, they've not had a proper striker in forever, I don't think. You can't really say Lukaku. Even what's he called? Aubameyang as well. I wouldn't really class him as like I don't even know what you'd get with him. I just feel like with Chelsea, we just need a rebuild. And I think, to be fair to Graham Potter, I honestly think he will do a job. The only thing I do have negative to say about him, will he be able to attract the big names that Chelsea have obviously got in the past, with him not being a standout name? That's the only problem I've got with him, Graham Potter. But I do think Chelsea fans do need to trust the process, because it's a new ownership now, new manager. I think we just have to be patient.
We should have played a drinking game. Trust the process drinking game. This Charlotte crazy.
Trust the process.
Yeah,
trust
trust
the
it.
process.
Trust.
Just not with Dale.
Is that what your back to front? That's what your back to front jumper said earlier, wasn't it? Trust the process.
Inside out. Yeah, I mean, Martin is saying in the chat here, could someone help him make sense of why Chelsea are spending 10 million on a loan for João Felix? I mean, I've got to be honest, paying that sort of dollar for a player on loan, anyway, I can't understand that. That doesn't sound right. But João Felix, he was meant to be okay at some point. I mean, his best goal scoring season that I can see at the moment, I'm just checking it out, has been in Benfica in 2018, where he scored 15 goals. Since then, he's managed to tot up 10, 8, about 23 goals in the last 4 seasons. I'm not probably the striker that they're looking for, is he?
He's another one of those players that Chelsea have got a lot of. He's not like a positionally defined player. They've got a lot of floaters.
Yeah,
a lot of
that's what I don't
floaters
get.
around
It's like
that
even
attack.
Mason Mount. I love Mason Mount, but what position does he actually play? Like,
Yeah.
what position for anyone, even England?
Football.
What is it? Like,
That's
what
it.
is it?
There's so many options they've got. Like same with Kai Havertz is kind of
Yeah.
similar as well, and Ziyech. And I mean, their owners are just playing sugar daddy Football Manager with Monopoly. It's got to January, and they're just like, oh, João Felix, yeah, let's get João Felix. 10 million for a loan, yeah, that's not too bad. 10 million, like, for 5 months. And how's Potter going to fit him in?
2 million a month. That's nothing. 2 million a month. What's that?
Yeah. And he can play in so many positions. We'll try him in all of them. Why not? We'll find out by May, and then he leaves. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, and then if we want to sign him full time, we'll have to pay like 100 million for him. But it's fine because we've already paid the first 10%.
Do you know Chelsea fans though? They're so fickle because obviously I'm active on Twitter, and the same people who are now calling for Potter's head were the ones obviously wanting Tuchel gone, and they wanted him back. And I've seen a lot of them saying about Pochettino as well. But reality is, I know he was at Southampton. I know obviously he did a job for Tottenham. He's been at PSG, but I think he only won 1 league title at PSG in his time there. What has he actually won? What has he actually won or done? Like,
he's a loser.
He's
a loser. I got bored with you.
What has he actually done at any club, really? I could win the league with PSG. We've got Mbappe, Neymar, Messi. I could win it. What has he actually done?
And it's very different at the minute for calling for Potter at the moment. Like, it's not his team. He inherited the Tuchel team. Tuchel left a month after they went on a massive summer spending spree and bought all sorts of players, including Cucurella, who he got rid of at Brighton, was happy to see go for 60-odd million, thinking, done a deal for them there. And then turns up and training and goes, hello, you're here again. I recognise that hairdo. And just on top of that, you've got Koulibaly. That might not be his man that he's got in there. How much did they spend on the Aston Villa guy? I can't pronounce his name, so I call him Chumbawamba. You know, he's played about 45 minutes, hasn't he, in midfield for them? They spent 30 plus million on him. Yeah. I mean, Potter's got to start to show some keys of what that side is going to become, and then see it through. But Chelsea are not the side to do that. If he wanted a long-term project, then that and Chelsea don't mirror.
But do you know what the thing is? We don't know yet. There's new owners, so we don't know what this Chelsea is. Yeah,
they might just flash the checkbook every transfer window and then go again. Let's go again.
Because they might not be that asked about where they finished. They might use an American guy. They don't have relegation in America. You just might be like, hey, let's just play ball. Let's just play ball, guys. Let's see what happens. I mean, and Martin's in the chat. He said it shows they've got no long-term project. And he rates Potter. He's confused why they sacked Tuchel. I mean, Thomas Tuchel is mental. He gets sacked everywhere because he falls out with everyone. He's a madman. I think
the rumours were the vision, wasn't it? I think they said the rumours were Tuchel and the owners disagreed on where the club was going. They said, I don't think none of which we're attributed to understand which way they both wanted to take the club, but they both weren't the same way apparently.
I think Todd Bowley wanted just to buy people and do things. Yeah. Thomas Tuchel wanted to win football. Yeah. And Todd was like, stuff it, guys.
Want to buy shiny things.
Ronaldo, let's buy Ronaldo. No. Don't buy Ronaldo, no. Yeah, but it's. I mean, I do think it's. I think any manager needs a season and a bit.
Yeah,
really. I mean, if you were like 19th or 20th, really, really struggling, then yeah, you've got to do something. But in reality, I mean, and it's. I'm not a realist. I'm a dreamer. You know, and I just dream my life away. If you know the song, just let me know. But you should have a period of time in order to do something. I mean, if you start a job, you have a 3-month or a 6-month probation period, depending on your level of employment. So you have that period of time just to get embedded. If you work in sales, for example, you normally get about 12 to 18 months, 6 months to come in and just to be introduced into an environment, and then the 6 months to actually start to do something. So it's a year in that. So why in football? To expect, right, it's been like half hour, you've not done it yet, mate, you can bog off. It's just mental, and it doesn't help the fact that he's just got no idea what's going on at the club. It's just,
and it's been the most tumultuous period in terms of fixtures as well, because he came in, didn't he, just before then we had the break because of where the Queen died and we lost about 2 or 3 games. So they had that, then they sort of came back, then we've had the World Cup, so he's already had 2 standing starts and he came in midway through the season. It's insane. Let him get to the end of the season and then see.
No, I totally agree. And but before we move on, because we'll finish off, it's been 50 minutes already, and what a wonderful time we've had. Football, it's been lovely. But Everton, I want to talk about, because I think it's great. Who would have thought a manager with very little managerial experience, with no record of success in any managerial or coaching position, would be struggling at one of the most mismanaged teams in the Premier League? Who would have thunk it? just who would have thunk? What do you think, Shah? What the hell are they going to do at Everton?
I just feel like football in general think if the ex-player was good, which Frank Lampard was a really good player, they can quit him being a manager. I feel like a lot of teams do that a lot and it backfires on them when they've had no experience whatsoever. But I just feel like Everton are really struggling, and I know a few Everton fans off Twitter as well, and they're not happy with the ownership. And just Frank Lampard in general, like, I loved him as a player. I thought he was a great player, but what has he actually, his experience, what has he actually done? He's done absolutely nothing. So going into a Premier League team who were obviously struggling anyway, under, was it Benitez who was before? Was it Benitez who was before him?
Was there?
Yeah,
No, was it Ancelotti?
Yeah.
Was it Ancelotti?
No, it was Ancelotti, then Benitez, and then Lampard,
Yeah, so obviously they were struggling then. So
let's
then
be
you
fair.
bring someone in with no experience.
If you're struggling with Ancelotti, one of the greatest managers, and then Benitez, who managed to get that Liverpool team to win the Champions League, if those guys can't do it, I think there's something fundamentally wrong. And a guy, I mean, putting Lampard in charge and thinking he can do well, it's like, I eat a lot of burgers, so therefore I must be a wonderful chef. It's the logic isn't there.
I just feel like Everton in general, like the last few seasons, have just been struggling a hell of a lot. I don't know if there's a lot going on like behind closed doors we don't know about. I don't know if it's financially. I have no idea, but it is, obviously you're a Liverpool fan and stuff, so you're probably enjoying it. But as a neutral, it is quite sad to see, because I remember the Everton with like Fellaini, with Tim Cahill, with Leighton Baines, Jagielka, and they were a really good team, like pushing up there, like under David Moyes and stuff. And to see them struggling now, and it just doesn't seem to be getting better as well. Like, I had hope for them because defensive-wise, when they brought Conor Cody in, they seemed to be steadying the ship a little bit, but it just seems to now, I just don't know what's going on with them. I really don't. They are struggling.
I mean, what do you think, Sam? And just very quickly in the chat, I'm assuming this is Jono. Hello, Jono. But what do you think? What's going on? What do you think's going on with Everton? And should they sack Frank? And are they going to survive? Hopefully not.
I think they're a long-term mess, aren't they? I mean, they're rightfully frustrated with the owners because they've come in and they've got themselves in a whole world of pain with FFP, haven't they? I think so. They're kind of limited in terms of what they can do. So that's not helped as the undertones. You know, Lampard was the one to come in last minute, and don't forget they only survived by a game last season. And what have they done with the squad? They sold Richarlison, and Calvert-Lewin's been injured for most of the season again. So I think Frank's in trouble. I think Lampard's on a timer at the moment because it's going to happen. They were the first what surprised me, having watched because I don't obviously watch a lot of Everton if I can help it, because they're terrible to watch of a lot of the teams in the Premier League. But watching them in the FA Cup against Man United on Friday, after United scored the first goal, they looked a disaster. And if United had kind of had the shooting boots on and created one or two more, it looked at that point it could have been a cricket score. They managed to sort of compose themselves a little bit, but there's just not enough there. Lampard's going to find some difficult couple of months. They're going to struggle. I think, again, you might get the new manager bounce and that might be enough. The question always when you're down there is, are there three sides worse? And I think at the minute you've got to say Southampton, Nottingham Forest, certainly. It's just that third team for me, I think, at the moment. And Everton, they'll react. They did last time. With Benitez, and maybe Frank out, Sean Dyche in.
Or do you reckon West Ham might sack Moyes, get someone in, and then Moyes might go back there?
I could see that maybe long term. Yeah, I could see Moyes going back there. I think that would make sense, because him and West Ham are a love affair falling out now, isn't it?
West Ham aren't happy with him at all. The fans, in particular, because it's like a football. My Twitter is literally just football and fans moaning about the team. So I obviously see the Everton fans and the West Ham as well, and they're not happy with Moyes.
Charlotte's just going copy and paste. Trust the process. Trust the process. You trust the process. What team do you support? Trust the process.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt with it on. I'll wear it inside out.
That needs to be it. I want that to be something. We'll try and get like
some merch.
Pod shirts saying "Trust the process."
Trust the process written backwards.
That is great. Martin in the chat, would I miss the Merseyside derby if we go? I would miss it, because that's our 6 points every season, isn't it? The Merseyside derby. I genuinely don't wonder where we would. I wonder where we would get 6 points from. Otherwise, I think we'd really struggle. In all honesty, I don't want Everton to go down, really. I don't want anyone to go down. I want us all to play together every week. But no, I sort of don't. I don't really want Everton to get relegated, because they're one of those long-standing stalwarts of the league. You
sound like an American owner.
I know.
No one should go down, guys. We should all be playing together.
Super League.
And then we'll all jumble up our teams, and you can have this guy, and I'll take that guy, and we'll draft. So we should do. Oh God, I'm going to start watching American football, I think, from now on. No, I'm not. Christ, I haven't got that much time in my life.
I know, nothing's that bad.
Dear me, although it's the best sort of sport that they've got in Spurs' stadium. Oh! And Jono in the chat, ever the sympathist. He wants Everton to go down. He thinks it would be funny. That's dreadful human being. I can't believe. Yeah, shocking behaviour. But that's the Premier League. I think we've covered as comprehensively as I want to. You'll notice we didn't talk about Man City because I don't want to. I don't like you very much. You're just better than everybody else. You keep playing too well, and it's scary. It's really, really scary to see the fact that Haaland is on 21 goals after 17 games. What the bloody hell is he doing? It's just absolutely. It's just ridiculous. I mean, but the only thing I'll let us touch on this Man City. Shah, you're a Haaland admirer for his football prowess, not his strange appearance. How many goals do you think he's going to finish the league on? It's been a good show.
I didn't say that, by the way, if you're watching it, Erling. But
yeah, I'll fight you. What do you want?
Do you know what? He's been slacking recently. He's not scored a hat trick in a while, has he? But
no, lazy. He's on 21 now. How many games has he got left to play? 17. What's how many did they play? 36? 38?
They play 38. So
he got 11.
He's about halfway.
I think he'll definitely get. I think he'll definitely get 40, maybe 50. I think.
Gosh, you've heard it here first. 50 goals for
No,
Charlotte.
I said he'll definitely get 40, maybe 50.
She did. I heard it comprehensively. She said he's going to smash in 50.
179 goals
in the next 4 games. Martin's being a bit more realistic with 38. But remember that screenshot, that 38. How about you, Sam? Do you think he's going to end on anything between 38 or 50? Or are you going to be one of them jerks that says 49?
49 and a half. I think he might just break the 40. I think he might just break the 40 barrier, but I think it might depend where City are with regards to Champions League and everything else like that, because Pep will get distracted when Champions League comes around back end, and he'll start playing silly rotation games. Forget they've got Alvarez and people, so that I think might cut his total down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I do you know what? I tend to sort of lean with old Martin in the chat. I think 38's a fairly good shout because it's a lot of football, and like you said, you'll have the Champions League. Pep will play, like football bingo and swap everyone around. And yes, I'm gonna say 39 just to be a jerk. But not to be a jerk to you, Martin, because I don't think he's quite going to get to 40, because I don't want him to get to 40, because that would be really, really good, and I don't want that anything good to happen to Man City. But if you don't like any of this, Erling, if you're watching today, I'm going to be coming to Man City on March the 2nd or the 3rd when you play Red Bull. Come and find me and fight me live on Twitch and YouTube. That'll be our YouTube short. I'll be egging him on. I'll be going,
Josh has turned into the Wheelstone Raider.
You want some? My friends.
You want some, Erling?
Yeah, you want some? And Martin, yes, I'm calling out Haaland. Live. I'm going to be there. If he wants to be there. If he's mad enough. I'd have no face left. He'd destroy me, wouldn't he?
He's about 7'9" as well.
I know. His shoulders are 6 foot wide. Dear. But I do it. I do it for the content.
For the content.
For the love of the pod.
I get demangled. I'll end up with like a jaw coming out of my cheek and stuff. Oh dear. But something that I've been looking forward to is Charlotte's lower league lowdown. I've not had any lower league news in ages. The only thing that I've seen is Coventry nearly got kicked out of their stadium again, and then they're not. What's going on in the lower leagues? Tell us what's going on in real football, Shah. Real football.
Yeah, so we will start with the Championship, and at the top, a Burnley with 56 points, and I just want to say Vincent Kompany has got him playing some really good stuff. Like, no offense to Sean Dyche, I loved Sean Dyche. I thought he was a top manager, but we're used to the Burnley, like the tough guys who
Dirty
like
Burnley.
Yeah, exactly. But Vincent Kompany's got him playing some really good stuff, and they actually beat Bournemouth in the FA Cup as well at the weekend. So that was good.
That'd be a nice swap. I'd be happy with that swap, Burnley for Bournemouth.
I would.
Yeah. It was on my coupon,
I
to be
would.
fair. I fancied it. That's how good Burnley have been. I thought, Vincent's got them playing well.
Yeah, really
Damn Man
well.
City.
In second place as well is a familiar face of the Premier League, is Sheffield United. They're on 51 points.
Well, I don't want them coming back up.
The playoffs are quite interesting because, as we were saying about Burnley coming up, their rivals, Blackburn, are in third place on 42 points.
Have I seen Shah? I'm just looking at the Championship. So Blackburn have got no draws, drawn nothing. They've got a 0 goal difference.
I didn't even see that, really?
How cool is that? Apart from the start of the
and
season, I've not seen 0 before.
Wins.
No, they've drawn 14 wins, 12 losses.
Oh, no.
It's impressive.
Love it.
It's all or nothing at Blackburn.
No
And it's
draws.
No.
There's
I
no
love
draws,
it.
but it's a 0 goal difference. Let's manage that.
When do
Make
they
that
put all
up.
their clothes? No draws.
Oh, I tell you, it's on fire this week. It's just
Yeah.
fire today.
In fourth place is another familiar face, Watford on 40 points. In fifth place is Middlesbrough on 39 points. And then we have got Millwall in sixth place. Imagine them coming up.
Oh, please, no. Middlesbrough. Michael Carrick's done a job and a half at Middlesbrough.
He's doing a job. He really is.
Because they were relegation zone, weren't they, a little while back? They were literally hovering just above. Bit of Carrick Wonderland.
Speaking of relegation zone as well, last time we were on the pod, Coventry were really struggling, but they've managed to go on a good run as well. And I think are they about 14 for something now?
They are indeed.
Yeah.
With a goal difference of 1.
Oh.
And 8 draws and 8 losses.
And in relegation, we have got Blackpool on 26 points, Huddersfield on 25 points, and Wigan are rock bottom on 24 points.
Huddersfield did so well last season as well, didn't they? Were they the playoff final?
Yeah, I feel like these teams, because it wasn't long ago that Blackpool, Huddersfield, and Wigan were in the Premier League. Because you remember, Blackpool were obviously under Ian Holloway. Huddersfield weren't in that long ago, but Wigan as well. I'll always remember. Was it the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup?
They won the FA Cup.
Manchester City?
Yeah.
Is it Sidwell? Is this Steve Sidwell's ginger header? That's all I can
Ben
remember.
Watson. Yes.
Ginger header.
Yes. Yeah. So it's quite sad to see. It is quite sad to see with Wigan because I always remember him being like Roberto Martinez in the Premier League and he did all right kind of thing. But yeah. And another one that you'll be really happy about, no offence to him, but Norwich. Norwich was always up there, but they are actually 11th. No sign of them anywhere near.
Have they just bought in? Is it Wagner they bought in, the ex-Huddersfield boss?
I think it
David
is.
Wagner's just come into Norwich.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You're on that one.
So they're nowhere near at the minute. Lucas will be happy because I know he doesn't want them anywhere near.
No one.
What's he got against Canaries?
I think he's just sick of the sight of them. Not them in general. I think it's actually Norwich, the football team, not actually people from Norwich.
Yeah, they're just speaking. I've been watching a lot of Only Fools and Horses, and every time anybody says anything, my mind automatically goes to all I can think of. But I wanted a canary. Have you seen that in Only Fools and Horses where they kill the canary? Yeah. He wants a canary.
I love that program. I love Only Fools and Horses. League One. Plymouth are still top. We said that before, obviously, the break from the pod. On 57 points, which quite good. Sheffield Wednesday, 52 points. In the playoffs, we've got Ipswich on 50 points, another big team. Derby on 41 points. Bolton on 41 points. And Barnsley on 40 points. That's the playoffs.
God, the mighty have fallen, eh? Ipswich, Derby and Bolton.
I know, it's mad.
That's another 4 Premier League X's, isn't it? That could be
even Sheffield Wednesday, they're second. They're another big team.
There we are. Martin's happy in the chat there. The big up the Green Army.
Let's go, Plymouth.
Green Army.
Green Army. Can you get my Plymouth shirt out ready for me?
I would love Plymouth to do really well.
Love them.
I would. I like
love
Plymouth.
it. There you go.
They're my university team. They are university team. I saw them play Sheffield Wednesday. Actually, it wasn't a title decider. I can tell you that.
And then
Portsmouth are 13th, isn't they?
Yeah, I'll do the relegation and then I'll speak about Portsmouth because there is a bit of news with Portsmouth. In relegation is Accrington Stanley on 22 points. And then we've got Burton on 22 points. MK Dons on 21 points. And Forest Green, which I'm really happy about because he stole Corey O'Keefe from us on 20 points. I'm not bitter, I promise.
I don't know what it is. I don't want Milton Keynes to do badly. I don't know why. And I know I might upset a load of Wimbledon fans, but I like the stadium.
It's a good stadium.
Yeah, and there's a really good Turkish restaurant opposite, which for a very reasonable price do you the biggest mixed kebab platter to share you've ever seen in your life.
Do you know, I've got a Milton Keynes. I have a Milton Keynes fans. My uncle is the mascot for their ice hockey team.
Really?
There you go. Yeah.
No way.
It's a big up MK Lightning.
Does he fight?
He'd love to, yeah.
But what are you going to tell us about Portsmouth?
Yeah, they've actually sacked their manager recently, Danny Cowley, and one of the names mentioned, and this is what really gets me as we were talking about with Frank Lampard, is the name mentioned to take over Portsmouth. Obviously, it's not as a big job as Everton, but Robbie Keane, the footballer Robbie Keane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Irish one. He's actually one of the names. Yeah.
Oh, the Irish one. Not that Bobby, the other one. I like Robbie Keane. That's a good appointment.
I like Robbie Keane as well.
Martin lives in Milton Keynes and he hates MK Dons. I've seen that. A lot of locals don't like him that I know. I don't go down there often, but now and again, my best man.
Is that because of the move? Is that the whole Wimbledon thing? Is that the reason for the locals?
Let us know, because like I said, the food around the stadium's nice. You got Nando's here as well, TGI's.
Why don't you like the football team? They've got Nando's.
Mackey's,
got great food.
KFC. And Mackey's and KFC are next door to each other, which is really confusing for the colours coordination. The colour scheme blows your eyes out because you've got like KFC, McDonald's, and around the corner TGI's and Nando's. It's just red everywhere. It's a sea of red. It's very confusing. Anyway, football.
League Two. I'm really sorry, but I couldn't find the bottom two teams anywhere I looked.
If you like, I can screen share it for you.
No, it's all right. We'll go on to the top teams first. So, Leyton Orient is still number one, 56 points. Stevenage, I want to talk about Stevenage actually. They're in second, but they pulled off, obviously, a really good result, a shock result in the FA Cup, and they actually beat Aston Villa. But I know. Honestly, Steve Evans, their manager, is doing really well there. And I personally, even though they're behind Leyton Orient by 5 points, I personally think Stevenage will win the league. I just think they've got something about them and they're playing good football. Like I said about Eddie Howe teams, all these seem to be playing together. And yeah, I really do think they'll go on to win the league. In third place, we've got Northampton on 46 points, so there is a bit of a gap. In the playoffs, we've got Carlisle on 39 points, Bradford on 39 points, who we play tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to that. Barrow on 39 points, and then Salford on 38 points. So that's very close. But I just want to say as well, between 4th and 15th place is only 5 points between them. So it's very close, the league.
Open, very open.
Very close. And then in relegation, we've got... It's embarrassing because we've only got 17 points as well. So we're 23rd and 17 points. And then at the bottom is Gillingham on 14 points. But the only problem is at the minute, a lot of the teams around Rochdale are spending money. They've got money. Gillingham, who are bottom, have just had a takeover. So they're spending a lot of money. So I am really worried about Rochdale, to be honest.
That's sad, isn't it?
Honestly, I'm really worried.
God, you've been hemorrhaging some goals, but you've not got the worst defence.
It's not the worst, is it? 36, and there's a few above that. It's
Hey,
the goals, isn't it? It's the goals.
Mind you, Gillingham scored 7.
They beat us, though. They won 2, and one of them was against us.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
I am very ashamed. Everyone beats us.
Does 23rd goes into a playoff with the National League, doesn't it? Only one comes up automatically. Is that right? Or is it the bottom two and the playoff goes straight up?
I'm not too sure about National League.
Is it automatic or have I got that wrong? I'm thinking about Scotland.
I know 2 come up, 2 go down, but I'm not too sure in the National League how that works.
And they do
I know
have a
there's-
playoff final, don't they?
Yeah, there's one
isn't there?
automatic.
Yeah.
There's one
It used to be a
automatic in the
relegation one, but I don't think it is anymore. I'm
Ask me
trying to
next-
give you
ask me
another
next
chance,
season.
Shah, to stay up. I'm trying to find another
Ask
way.
next season when we're in National League, and I'll know.
Oh, it's just sad,
so
isn't it? I mean,
bad.
and that's
It is really sad.
yeah. I want to say something nice, but score more
Honestly,
goals.
yeah, I've been so positive about it all and stuff, but with the other teams, obviously, like being took over, spending money, getting signings and stuff, it's just so sad to see because it's just not. I just don't think it'll happen. I think we need a miracle. Don't get me wrong, if it does, brilliant. But I just think the teams above us now are obviously getting a bit of a, they're drifting away from us a bit, and I just don't see us winning a game anytime soon. I hope they prove me wrong tomorrow against Bradford, but I just don't see it.
I mean, you've got a couple. I mean, Hartlepool's 2 points, and then it's 5 points to Crawley. Then you start hitting 6 points, which is tough. Colchester, okay, but then when you jump up to like 9, that's problematic. And there's 9 points behind Newport County as well, which is so weird. Living near Newport's a hole. It's a desolate waste ground, and the fact that they can have a football team doing bits is really weird, because they don't even play at their own stadium. They're not allowed to play at this stadium because it can only get like 15 people in. Really weird. I don't know. I want to be nice. Don't know what to say though.
No, realistic. It's not looking good at the minute. You never know. Never know in January and stuff. Something might happen.
Through.
But
Something
exactly, you never know. But at the minute, it's not looking good.
I mean, but look on the positive side. If it doesn't go well, your tickets will be cheaper next season.
We'll have another league to cover.
Yeah. And there's so much fun saying Vanavama. That's a really fun word to say, especially when I struggle with my R's and W's. So it could easily turn into Wanawama. You can do the Wanawama National League. Wanawama. But that's and there's some lovely places to go as well. I mean, Wrexham. You could go to Wrexham. That's not far. Who else is in there?
I've been
to many times into Wrexham.
Yeah.
They're coming up though. I think that's the problem.
Well, you never know. You never know. They're a good bit behind Notts County, and everybody can balls up a playoff. Everybody can balls off a playoff. But that's a positive side. You could play Solihull Moors, that I thought was a car company.
I'm looking forward to that.
That's great.
Yeah, you are. Yes, Martin in the chat. You've got to keep the hope. It looks gloomy right now, but it takes one decent result. I like it. I love the positive, and that is a much more positive note to round everything up on than your tickets are going to be cheaper. Oh dear, that's much better. I mean, we were going to cover some of the other leagues, so I'll really, really, really quickly just because I don't know what's going on in the other league. Let's have a quick look. What's happening in La Liga? I imagine. Who wants to take? If you don't know, Real Madrid or Barca? Who's top? Don't look.
Barca. Madrid lost at the weekend, and Barca won.
Do you concur? Do you concur, Charlotte? Do you concur?
Yeah, I'm just going to agree.
Do you concur? It is indeed Barca are top, Real are second. Sevilla, everybody's favourite team, the old age team of
the retirement village of Sevilla are tight.
17th. Oh,
it's January transfer window though, so they could go out and grab a granny. You never know. There might be
some
reinforcements coming.
Oh dear.
The retirement home is going to be replenished.
If you want something to blow your mind, though, Real Sociedad third. Real Sociedad, Real Betis are fourth. I mean, Betis haven't been good in about 20 years, so that's something going on. Atletico Madrid are fifth. You're letting everybody down, Simeone. Everyone down. We'll see you at Spurs at some point very soon. I imagine. They like an angry, aggressive manager, don't they? What's the name of the other league that we're looking at? Bundesliga. It's been that long. Can't even remember the team.
I don't think the Bundesliga's back yet, is it? I think since World Cup, they're still on holidays.
Are they still holidaying in
Yeah.
lazy swines? November. Yeah, they haven't even played a game, so who cares? Bayern Munich are top, Freiburg is second, and Royal Union Berlin fifth. Sad times. What was the name of the other league that we covered? That's the Italian one.
That's the Italian one.
Those Italian guys.
Serie A
Napoli.
one.
Do we think Napoli is still top? Do we think they're still top? They are still top. Juve are now second, though.
Juve are coming, though. They've won 7 on the trot. Chiesa's back. Some of the stars are back.
Can you remember the good old days when Juve were like 8th and 9th, and we were all having a good laugh, and people were saying, "Oh, they're stuck with their manager. They can't get rid of him. That was a mistake." They've proved all of you wrong. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
That's the process. And the two lads, they're third and fourth. That's beautiful. That's going to be it forever. You know, you need to remember that.
I'm going to tweet it. That's my next tweet. Trust the process.
Just leave it. Just see if anybody responds, and just leave it out there. And in League, League is at PSG atop.
Yeah.
Well done. But they lost the game, which is nice to see. When was this game? It was a while ago, though. I'm just looking through it. I'm just looking at the form table, and it shows a red X. They lost the game at some point, but they're top. They're going to win the league because that's what they do. And France is boring. Sorry, France, it's boring. It's a boring country. It's a boring league. France is boring. Boring language. Boring.
For of our French listeners, the podcast is available in French on the audio settings.
I'm just thinking about, I got Only Fools and Horses again. Boring. That is a Christmas special episode when Del Boy and Rodney go out to the nightclub and they crash Boyce's car. Can you remember that, Char? That is that episode. Yeah, because the circus is on the TV. And there we are. So today's podcast has been full of Only Fools and Horses, abusing the French, Erling Haaland, who's going to score 50 goals. What else? What else did we have?
Conte. I don't like Conte.
Yeah, we don't like Conte. We don't like
Frank Lampard.
Yeah, Poch is out. Former players don't make managers.
We like Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe's a legend.
We love Eddie Howe. Trust in Potter. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. Trust the process. And on that note, we're not even going to sign off. Just trust the process.
Trust
the
it.
Absolute
Trust
Football
that process.
Podcast. We'll see you next week. Trust the process.